Hey everybody, welcome again to the Community Showcase right here on the edge of tech. My name's Jim, if you didn't know that, and you're here. Welcome, welcome. We have a little bit different show tonight for you. We are going to do an ERRF recap. It is going to be pretty cool. I'm going to get through the business side of things, and if you didn't see the name of the title of the show and the posts I did earlier and everything, we got Pooch here from Repkord. We're going to go through ERRF, talk about the funs, the goods, the bads, maybe some of the stuff we got, and have a little fun with that. But I got to say, hey, everybody, you guys were rocking. We had some people in the chat over an hour ago. I jumped in to do some testing, and I said hi quick, and I definitely appreciate you guys coming down early. I just wanted to say, hey, I think we got Alien in the house. I met so many people at ERRF, but we'll get into that in a minute. Wow, if I could talk. We'll get into that in a minute. That'd be cool. And we'll talk to everybody in the chat in 1 second. But I got to go through the cool stuff. Sponsors, thank you so much. TH3D for rocking and rolling, giving us some giveaways and stuff for the channel. CoX3D, we are giving away another mystery roll tonight. So stay tuned. Let's get a mystery roll out to you. Also, in the description below, there should be a couple of links. Today is the last day to get a roll of their pink PLA filament in either size, 1.75 or 2.85, I believe. And $2 of every roll goes towards breast cancer awareness. So check that out. If you get some, let me know, because I think I'm going to do a contest. So if you do order that, reach out to me, hit me up at jim@theedgeoftech.com. Say, hey, I got the pink filament. And we'll see how many people do, and I might do a contest and see what we can print with that pink filament. RPM Designs, Robbie Mack, thank you so much for the overlays, the backgrounds, the logos, all the cool stuff you do. I definitely appreciate that. StreamYard, hi. I really appreciate the platform, StreamYard. Full disclosure, as of today, I'm paying for StreamYard. I did upgrade myself, and I'm paying for it. Not sure if I'll consider them going forward as a sponsor because I'm paying for it, but I'm going to reach out and talk to them first before I take their logos and stuff off. But either way, I do appreciate this. This platform is amazing. I don't think we could do these streams in this capacity with the cool stuff we do without StreamYard. So I definitely appreciate StreamYard. Without further ado, I'm going to jump right into this. I'm going to bring in Alan. Pooch, how you doing?
I am awesome, man. It is it's good to see you again. Glad to see you made it back safe and sound.
You too, yeah. And also with you, I know Sunday by the end of the day we were talking and we were both like, all right, it's Sunday, it's time to pack up.
Yeah, I think I was like the first one in there and the last one out. But hey, all's well that ends well. Is my printer being too loud right now? It seems like it just got into a loud phase of its printing, so I don't know if it's just me. Okay, good.
I can't hear it. I don't know if they can hear it, but I definitely can't hear it. Plasma. No,
just making sure.
Yeah, Plasma said shame StreamYard. Don't do that at all. StreamYard is amazing. What they did was in the last couple days, they actually changed up some things. They added some new features, and they said if you subscribe, going forward, you'll get these features. But they didn't tell any of us that had complimentary subscriptions that they were going to drop us.
Oh,
so I logged in before the show today, and I'm like, I can't do anything.
No.
So I bought a subscription. It was worth it. For $20 a month. Excuse me, for $20 a month. I think it's well worth it anyway. But I'll reach out to them and talk to them after the stream. Not a big deal.
What is it? It's like the drug dealer model, though. They get you hooked, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I gotta get my fix again.
Right.
That's a bummer. I mean, they could have at least given you like a heads up. I'm surprised they didn't, email everybody.
I did. I thought that too. So maybe I'll shoot Gage an email. They're really cool over there. So maybe they just didn't pay attention and just wiped it for everybody.
Yeah.
But not a big deal. 3D Jimmy, I do get a free Guinness with every stream. It comes right out of my fridge upstairs. So thanks for asking.
Who puts the Guinness in the fridge, Jim?
Well, the
Guinness show up. You have a magic fridge, and then
I just lean this way and I grab this one right here. No,
the Guinness elves.
Yeah. So ERRF, Man, it was awesome. Saturday I thought was going to be a lot more rough than it was because I came off about 3.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
But just being there, I was so pumped that we didn't even go to bed till like midnight on Saturday.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I got the opportunity to meet a ton of people. Mike gave me this shirt while I was there. Thank you so much, Mike. Never let the machines win. How about you? I know you were busy all weekend.
Oh man, you know what's funny is like so many of the people that I normally like interact with on Twitter or Instagram or any of the social medias like were there, and so if you were to look at my normal chatter, it was very reduced because I had everybody with me, right? Or but not everybody, but on top of being busy and stuff with running the booth, like didn't have a whole lot of time to do tweeting and stuff. So thankfully, other team members kind of picked up the slack on that and got some pictures, because the last thing I'm thinking of is like, oh, better snap some photos and all that stuff.
Right.
It worked out, and it was awesome seeing everybody. And I mean, like I just live for these events, man. It's so fun.
Nice. So to clarify something real quick, Carl, there is a free version of StreamYard. There always will be, from my understanding. What you don't get is where it says Community Showcase behind us on the screen, where I have my logos and the sponsors, that kind of thing. If you have the free version, they give you their own overlays. So if the free stuff's not going away, and you can always use it like that. I just couldn't use it the way I did before. Plasma's on you, I see.
Yeah, I see that. I'm just responding. There's no such thing as too much filament.
There you go. So speaking of filament, there was some great filament deals. I didn't grab them, but my wife grabbed a couple of the polyalchemy filaments for $20 a spool.
Nice.
I thought that was a great deal.
That is a good deal for the poly. Was it the elixir stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, that stuff. Have you printed with that before?
I have not.
So you're gonna love that. You got to pick some good models and stuff to really show off that sheen.
I'm gonna have to do that because we wanted the Merlot last year, and we went back to grab it, and they had sold out, and I was like, crap. So this year we went over, and they already sold out as well. So she went through all the colors they had and picked out a couple that she liked, and while she was doing that, I was talking to David from Printed Solid and BSing with him a little bit, because we had him on 2 Mondays ago now. Geez, it's been 2 Mondays. So last week we couldn't do a stream because we didn't even get home till after the stream would have started, but on Monday night. But a couple cool things. Like I said, I got this shirt from Mike. He made it and had it ready for me at Murph, and he found me, and he gave it to me actually when I came over by his booth. So thank you so much. My goal for – I said Murph, didn't I? My goal for ERRF was to collect T-shirts and shirts.
Yeah, so tell us about that. I mean, how was the swag? Like, did you get a lot of stuff, like shirts and other gear? And
we definitely got a lot of shirts. You'll see them on the streams now, or on my videos going forward. We got a Chris's Basement shirt. He actually gave my wife one too, which was pretty awesome. Thanks, Chris. I got this one. I got one from the Slice Engineering guys. That might be the softest shirt I own. That thing is ridiculous.
I love my Slice Engineering shirt. They use that the Anvil Softy. I went as far to ask Dan who their supplier was, because the next time I do some shirts, I want to get those. I think it's the same thing. Like, this is kind of the same material, the Anvil Soft, and
right.
It's nice. Well, it sounds like you're geared up, so you should have clothes to hold you over at least until Murph now.
Yeah,
you don't even need to go clothes shopping.
I think I need a Repkord shirt. That's the problem. But so the other thing I got, I think Pooch froze for a minute. Oh, now he's back.
I'm back. Sorry.
The other thing I got was this sweet hoodie from TH3D. Now, I knew this was coming. We had talked about it before. So this is a zip-up hoodie. It is really, really soft as well. And it has like that really soft fleece liner, inside. Unfortunately, at ERRF, I was so warm from walking and talking, I couldn't wear this because I was like overheating. But on the back, I got to show you. So,
oh, wow. Personalized.
Let's see. I can't see.
Nerdy Jesus. That's solid.
Yeah. So that was Tim saying when he first saw me on a video many months ago, he's like, this guy looks like a Nerdy Jesus looking dude.
I like that. Does somebody have that you should really grab onto that handle, man. Nerdy Jesus. It's good.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to call myself, though.
Yeah, I don't know. People are so uptight, you can be whatever you want.
Right. Well, what's cool is he actually made my wife one as well in black. The shirt was black. This one's like a gray. And on the back, it said my wife's name with our logo, and it says, I'm with Nerdy Jesus. And her writing is in pink. So it was really awesome. Thank you so much to Tim and the TH3D crew for hanging out. I mean, we hung out with them pretty much all weekend with a whole bunch of people. So that was cool. And I saw 3D Medic Vince in the house. He was commenting a little bit ago. And I just got to say thank you so much for the special maker coin.
Yeah.
That's the ERRF 2019 version.
It's got both ERRF, like RRFs on it, the ERRF and the Murph.
Right.
So he had that one at Murph, obviously not with ERRF, and then he showed me he updated them for
right.
ERRF. Yeah.
Well, and I saw that Joel Telling posted I think he tweeted it, I think, when he got his. And so I didn't want to tweet mine. I didn't want to, overshadow or, one of those things. But no, I'm just joking. But I definitely
need some love. I mean, you can never hype up his stuff too much.
Right. I love it. But thank you, because that was really cool. I just walked over and he's like, "Hey, I got something for you." So that was pretty cool. What about you? Did you pick anything cool up?
Dude, that's the downside of running the booth is like I didn't get out and walk around nearly as much. So I was lucky that people brought me a couple cool things. Like definitely got some cool maker coins that people stopped by, and like IC3D, give me a shirt, and but it's short of like people coming to me with stuff. Like I didn't really have a chance to get out and explore, but I did realize there was a huge need, and I think that maybe. I don't remember who was doing it, but I think that a good swag would be like an actual like little tote bag, because there were so many people that were walking around with like all this amazing stuff, but then they like had nothing to like carry it in. They didn't bring a backpack or anything like that. So I think it was a missed opportunity there, but maybe for Murph, like we'll do a shirt run because people keep hitting me up for shirts and we're all out of like the original batch, but maybe we'll do a nicer batch, with the sliced softy shirts.
Right.
And then we'll do some bags or something, because I'm all about practicality,
Right. Well, the only reason why we had a bag, and I had stuff everywhere, like because of the shirts and stuff. Lindsay bought that polyalchemy, and they gave her a bag for it, and so that's the only reason why we had a bag. I know maybe there was one other booth I saw bags in, but that's it.
Yeah,
that would be perfect, especially if they all just said Repkord on them or RepBox or.
Yeah, I mean, you got people carrying around advertising for you, and it's useful, and, so who doesn't like a good tote bag? Take it to the grocery store. I don't know about in Wisconsin, but here in California, we have a law now that you can't get free bags at grocery stores anymore, so you got to pay for them. And are they doing that? Like no plastic and all that there?
Not yet. We haven't.
It's the hippie world I live in. But anyway, everybody's got their like reusable bags and stuff like that. So hey.
So did you, on your table, did you get one of these?
I did. How cool were those, man? Chris printed out so many. Why is it backwards? Is it upside down and backwards? Is that just the camera, or is that?
Oh, man. There we go. No, I had it upside down like a dummy.
Mine's right here.
There we go.
Just, stored away and filed away appropriately on top of a printer. Yeah, man. These, Chris Pileski, the guy that organized ERRF, did all these on his palette, and they're just so nice, man. He got it so dialed. So he uses his palette with his Prusa.
Nice.
And it's just super sharp. Good setup for sure.
Well, and I got lucky on this one because while we were leaving, everyone's packing up and ready to go. I was across from talking to Slice Engineering before we left. And the tables across from them, someone left this, and we waited for about an hour. And then I was like, "No, it's coming back. I'm taking it."
Yeah,
because I think you only got this if you had a table.
Yeah. He did them for all of the sponsors for sure. I don't know if he did all the tables as well. I think he made like 200 of them. So he must have been printing forever, because these are I mean, I can only imagine the number of perch blocks the guy must have.
Well, this was 3 colors, right?
Yeah, so, four colors.
4 colors, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is this phenomenal. And for size, I mean, that's my hand. Yeah. So this thing is pretty dang big.
It is. This is like basically the entire build plate, a little less than that. And it looks like, looks great.
Yeah. So wow. That was another cool thing. Yeah, Greg's Maker Coiner says those signs are nice. They are. If you can actually feel them in person, they are solid too. Yeah,
I would not want to get smacked with this thing.
No.
It's a good hunk of plastic. I'm just thinking, I wonder I'll put like some mounting tape on it and stick it somewhere cool, or maybe make it into a fridge magnet or something. I don't know. I got some pretty cool. Did you get some pretty cool maker coins? Like we showed off Vince's obviously, but did you see any other?
I got one of the Wham Bam spinners.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
So I didn't talk to these guys very much. I didn't have a lot of time to, but I got one of their spinners, so that was kind of cool. I think the coolest one I got. Now I got a lot of stickers and stuff, but I did not ask him if I could say his name over the stream, so I won't say his name. But
you can do his handle. Is that the one from the Nor? Is it the little mouse?
No,
I thought it was the dead mouse one. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that would be cool. No, what this is I don't know if I can even show it very easily. So that's what it looks like. It's got some depth to it, and it's a 14-year-old kid's own design.
Okay.
And we were sitting there Sunday after the show. TH3D crew, myself, people just staying in the same hotel, right? We're all sitting we took over the breakfast room, and we got there half hour after the show, maybe an hour after the show ended probably. And we were literally there till 1 o'clock in the morning or something, but we had pizza and, we grabbed pizza and drinks, and a guy came to the front desk to grab something. And the front desk lady said, go check, the 3D printing guys are right in here. And there was girls too. And a 14-year-old kid and his mom came and hung out with us for hours. And he gave me this at the end, or while we were in there. And I think this is one of the coolest ones I got because he made it himself. This is his first time at any of these festivals, right?
Okay.
Him and his mom hung out with us probably for 3 hours, 4 hours, right around there.
Uh-huh.
And they ended up buying a Palette 2 Pro.
Oh wow!
From someone else who had one there who had never opened it, but
not from Mosaic. They got it from somebody else.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And sorry, Mosaic. But what was really cool is this kid was 14 and he was designing his own stuff. He started with a cheap printer, an ANET A8.
Right.
Got it working okay. His mom saw that he really liked it and bought him a Prusa for Christmas.
Wow.
And ever since then, he's just been hooked, and he does a lot for these clubs and stuff that he's a part of. And that one of the coolest kids I met, one of the coolest people too. He was a really cool guy, and he gave me that. And I love the stuff I got.
So but is it a multi-material? Like, was it done on a palette or did he paint it?
It's just like gold, but yeah. He actually wrote his initials down.
Okay.
And then made the initial in the center out of that.
Right. So was it printed different? Is it like painted on, or is it printed in different filament?
That's just gold filament.
No. It looked like it's kind of red where his initials are, though.
Right? No, it's clear actually.
Oh, it's clear. I think it was just the way. Yeah.
I was doing this.
I thought there was some other color. That's neat.
So it's all the way through.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought, you know what? That was one of the kid was so cool, and I don't want to say his name. Another really cool person, he's actually in the chat right now. His name was Chris. Let's see if I can pop his chats up. Here we go. So Chris is actually one of my Patreons. They're patrons, right? And he saw me at Maker Faire and introduced himself Saturday. We found out we were staying at the same hotel, and he came out Sunday after the show too and hung out with us. Coincidentally, on his way, if you see the comment down there, he said no chocolates, Yeah. But on his way, he missed his connecting flight in Ireland, I believe. in Dublin.
Okay.
So while he was there, he bought these Belgium chocolates, and he meant to bring them to the party on Friday night, or he bought them on his way. He meant to bring them to the party Friday, but missed his flight.
Okay.
So he didn't get in till like 2:00 in the morning or something like that, Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So long story short, he brings these chocolates out Sunday night while we're all just hanging out with our pizza, and he's one of the nicest people I've ever met. And he's from Belgium, but these chocolates were amazing. it was 2-pound box of chocolates, and I think I posted some pictures on social media. We looked them up on Amazon. It's $99 to buy these Belgium chocolates from our Amazon, you know.
Wow.
And he laughed because he's like, I can't remember. I think there were 37
well,
wherever he was from, but he was, you know, they got to be imported and stuff, you know.
Sure.
But I tell you what, one of the coolest, nicest people I've ever met, and the chocolates were amazing. So thanks for the chocolates, Chris, and it was great to meet. He actually came to breakfast with us on Monday morning before we left too.
That's really cool. You know, that it's interesting because that's one of the best parts, like the fact that people, it's already kind of got an international buzz about it, and there were people coming from all around the world, you know, to show up and attend that. And it was only like the second year they've done it, so you know,
right.
It's really neat that people make that long journey.
So, and I'm gonna work with the Project FDL peeps. And one of his major reasons for coming here is to buy an FDL kit because he couldn't order it in.
Yeah.
But then, like the week before,
they
announced that they weren't going to have them, right? And so he was a little bit bummed about that, but I think we got to work around on that. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, stay tuned on that front because I hear things are happening. That one of the best parts about this community is anytime, you know, people realize that you know, one of our own needs help, like there's just so many people willing to do that. And I know like I think Jason from LDO Motors was going to help him try to find some stuff, and obviously there's been a lot of other people volunteering. That if for anybody that hasn't seen the Project FDL Blaster, the FDL3, you should definitely go check out their site. Yeah. And hopefully they'll get going so you can get the kits again. They're not cheap, but it's a really cool project, and it's it's a Nerf gun like you've never seen.
It is amazing, and I have a video coming out where I fired it. They let me fire. Actually, Joe, 3D Maker Noob, was hanging out, and I was like, "Can I shoot yours?" And he picked. Well, I was holding Joel Telling's, and he's like, "Wait a minute," and he picked his up, and he's like, "Hey, what about this one?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." I set Joel's down. I picked up Joe's, and I was like, "Can I fire this?" Oh, there's yours. I saw that on the back wall.
Yeah.
But firing them, the sound it makes is amazing. And I screwed up with my filming because I shut my mic off to film, and I didn't capture the sound. But they also let me put on that the pack that goes on your back. Did you see that thing?
The ball blaster one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing is, that was awesome. I got to say hi to let's see, Aaron's in the house. Kersey Fabrications, how you doing, man? Actually, that was one of the things I was going to show as well. I got this.
Ooh.
From oh geez, I'm gonna drop it.
I love that.
Also, a super nice guy. If you haven't checked out the YouTube channel Kersey Fabrications, check it out. Anyone in the chat as well. Amazing series on the Ender 5. Good videos, I believe, on the Ender 5 Plus too, and he's got some more cool stuff coming. One of the nicest guys. It was crazy how many people came up this time, right? Mm-hmm. And just introduced themselves, and everyone was super cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think they said their attendance this year, more than doubled last year's, which is awesome.
Right.
And I don't know if they've released like the final count, but like the numbers on the badges were in the 1500s or 1600s almost, I think.
That's right. The Proton Pack. That's what it was called.
The Proton Pack, yeah.
And Knack, that was awesome. We were talking to Carl for a while over there, and he had the little printer going too.
The Squire?
The Squire was rocking it. And I think I want to look. My wife might have got one of those maker coins. Those were pretty cool.
The multicolor ones he was doing with the palette?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, those were cool. I think he was originally trying to do that at Murph, but like only just got it going, and so adding that extra variable, probably wasn't in the cards for that. But I was glad to see he got it going for Earth. Cool. And I know he was like crunched down to the wire, just trying to get the Squire done for
right. For and of course, there we go.
Oh yeah, Martin's coin.
Yep, had to go say hi to Martin. And we did. I got a pretty cool interview with Joel Telling, and I of course had to donate for my Joel stickers.
Nice.
So I got both of them.
That's cool that you got to interview him. He's used to be on the other side, right? So
right, and it was just a quick couple minutes, but it was pretty cool that he made the time after his lunch. He actually found us and said, "Hey, I'm ready whenever you are." So we did a quick interview, and that was awesome that he took time to do that. I definitely appreciate that, because those guys were busy, especially Tom. Tom, all business, and had a super schedule. Like he was. Yeah, no,
this is the German organization in him. He did, and he's been. I don't know if you've been following, but he's been like releasing like at least I think like a thing a day. So he had a really good interview he did with Adrian Boyer. We haven't even discussed yet. The keynote speaker. What an amazing get for ERRF. I mean, this is the godfather, the grandfather of RepRap. I mean, it's the whole reason, we're all there. And I don't know that a lot of people really even realized who he was or what that was all about, but that was pretty damn special,
For those in the go ahead, for those that are here that don't know.
Yeah.
Like the 2-minute synopsis about Adrian.
Yeah, so Adrian Boyer, he's an awesome. I want to say I think he might almost be in his 80s, like late 70s or something like that. But he kind of is credited as being the great grandfather of the RepRap movement, and he did a great keynote on. I think his keynote was "Please copy this printer," and I think he's from like the University of Bath and. I apologize if I'm getting the details wrong, but anyway, he held like a get together like very early on that like Joseph Prusa went to and a couple other people it was really the beginnings of like the Mendel platform, and the early Prusa machines and stuff like that were based on that, and so it's grown just phenomenally since that, and it was just really humbling for him to like come to this festival that was put on, and he came around to my booth and we chatted for a little bit, which was awesome. He just has no shortage of ideas and just a really cool guy, and he's got some pictures in there, so he's got if you're printing, like he probably had a hand in some components or some systems that were built off of some of the original designs that he did. Right. So
it was awesome having him there. Actually, Nerys, Chris Taylor, or if you look up the channel Nerys, he's on as well sometimes.
Yep.
He actually filmed the whole thing and put it up already.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't actually get to see the keynote, and I was hoping I could, so I'll have to go check out Nerys' channel.
And Greg says he saw me in one of Tom's videos. Let me know which one. I watched them, but I was listening most of the time. So
just like a photo bomb from Nerdy Jesus.
Probably. It was like funny actually. Tom, I interviewed Tom as well. Let's see, it was closing time. Actually, it was probably like 5 minutes to closing time on Sunday, and he had time between his shots, and so I got a couple minutes with him too, and it was really cool what he thought. The couple things that he said were really cool. So one of them surprised me. One of them didn't. Did you see that huge multi-tool changer? It was like
I very briefly did. So I'm looking forward to actually digging in on some videos a little bit more on that.
Nice. So let's see here. Carl said, "Do you have any pictures?" There you go.
Yeah, there you go with the Thanos sword.
That thing was huge.
That was Carl's, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple people have done Thanos swords.
So if you look in the background right here, he actually made that stone. It looks like stone for it to set into.
Yeah, display. That's a cool display, Carl.
That thing was awesome to hold and surprisingly light. So
Really?
yeah, it was. I'll post that. I am so bad about posting those pictures. I need to get those, just like my videos. Long story short, I'll be editing after this.
Lightspeed had a really interesting question in the chat. I don't know if you
let's see.
saw that. The one where he said, "Don't you think Chinese printers are the anti-rep? Don't you think Chinese printers? I think he means like have anti-RepRap intent. Print to printer. Chinese has taken all of that out by mass producing." I don't think they've taken it out. I mean, obviously, it feels shady when like people are trying to share their designs and all this stuff, and then there's always companies that are just like trying to profit from it, right?
Right.
But I mean, a part of what RepRap is like they want to further designs, and the big idea is like collaboration, and so people getting the printer and making their own mods and printing their own parts and stuff, that is all part of it. So in a way, the Chinese clones of stuff and whatnot have helped facilitate RepRap in a way. Like a lot of, when you look at printers now, like there's really there's different implementations, but a lot of them are still using like a lot of the core principles, from back to in the early Mendel platforms and stuff like that. And as a company, it's always a fear that, if you release your designs that you work hard for and that you're trying to create a sustainable business out of, that, China can always make something cheaper and faster and, all this stuff. So you really have to be aware of that and make sure you're differentiating yourself. But, Prusannuity was doing a lot of the people that are deciding to do RepRap and release their designs. I mean, they're fully aware, like it's in the term, there is no restriction. Like true open source is not, there is no non-commercial restriction and all that stuff. And we don't need to get into licensing and stuff now, but
right. I think they put printers in more people's hands. I just wanted to say, Glenn, it was great to meet you at ERRF. If you're still on, I know you said you had to duck out. I met Glenn for the first time. I met Chris Riley and Walter from Fun in the Country Basement and their own respective shows, right? And this is the first time I actually met and talked to Glenn. Super cool guy. I did an interview with all three of them, and it was crazy because we did it just happened to be when they were calling raffles. So literally every time we started talking, they called a number.
Yeah.
I listened back to it. You can barely hear it. But at the time, we were just dying. We're like, man, this is going to be like a 30-minute video, and I'm going to edit out, 27 minutes of it or something. But
the crazy Floridian crew, right?
Yeah, thanks for coming. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think getting back to that, I think really I probably wouldn't be in this if it wasn't for an Ender 3.
Right.
And I think, I mean, I actually have my Ender 5 sitting here. They were on this like bar top before today. And all of them were literally printing pieces for each other for the upgrades. And that's exactly what
RepRap is, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's interesting because I understand people's beef with it. Like, then, look, it's really a bummer because there's been some really cool, U.S. companies that have unfortunately gone under as a result of just not being able to compete. But again, the premise of RepRap is to try to get as many people involved in reproducing things inexpensively, and so having value in it just opens the opportunity up to so many other people. So it's it's kind of a necessary evil, I think.
And like Cody said, Cody's in the house from C3D. Also, he said he thinks Chinese printers have allowed the mass to access to 3D printing. I mean, that's exactly right.
Yeah, exactly.
Cody, another guy that I spent, him and Tyler, I spent a lot of the weekend with while we were outside of the show. And I mean, it's just awesome to get to know these people that you wouldn't really meet up with in reality because you're not around the different parts of the U.S. And like yourself, I met you in person officially, right, at ERRF.
Yeah. It's funny. We were both at MRF, but we're unaware. I mean, that's like really when you're pretty new, to the whole thing, but you just dove in head first, and I love seeing how quickly you've grown, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Aaron, you've been promoted.
Look at that. Promotions.
On
the spot modding.
Last minute, actually, I think it was officially after closing hours. I come by you and you still had two. I think you had 2 rep boxes left.
Yeah. Yeah, you got there just in time.
I was talking to my wife, Aaron. I love you too, man. Aaron had a sweet TH3D fanny pack he was rocking this weekend. But anyways, I came by and we talked to you, and I picked up a rep box. And I'm super pumped because spoiler alert, I'm going to make a build video coming up.
Yes.
Step by step on how to build the rep box. But
that is awesome because we need that so badly. It's like of all the things that we do, like the last thing I feel like I've been able to focus on is documentation. And I get hammered left and right. Like the biggest complaint we get is just like your build guide needs to do better. Yeah. And it's unfortunately like the last thing I've been able to focus on. And I at this point, it's absolutely my bad because, you know, we're on our second version, 4th iteration, whatever. But, you know, there's no excuse not to have a good build video by now.
That's okay.
I mean, we did a great one. Joe Mike Terranella did a great one for the last version we did. And then, of course, this one came out and it is an overhaul. And so, you know, it's kind of an ongoing thing, and thankfully we went with a platform like Dozuki. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but like it's what Prusa and a lot of other companies use to kind of like do a wiki style where people can, you know, add their pointers and what should be added. And a lot of people are like, dude, put a picture of this on here so we can see what you're talking about. And then, of course, every time I get something like that, I'm like, oh, duh. Like, why didn't I, you know, think of that?
Well, that's what my channel's for, right? No, I like doing that step-by-step stuff because I feel like everybody does reviews, especially the bigger people in the YouTube world, right?
Right.
Get the opportunities to get stuff and they get to review it and they say, hey, it prints great. It's awesome. But what you don't see is the 15 minutes you spent on one part trying to figure it out and how you figured it out, right? How to put it together. And I think that's why I like doing the how-to stuff. One of the coolest things that you did for me is you said, hey, man, I'm going to throw in some custom sides for the box.
Yeah.
Just to say that out loud, but full disclosure, I just wanted to.
Well, I feel like it's the least we can do. You're doing a build, you know, thing for us. Well, so we try to support where we can and try to.
I was happy to purchase it, and I purchased the box, and you threw in some special stuff like the seals and the handle kit, and I think you threw in the wall mount, and
we got decked out.
One of the coolest things that you guys did for me, and I got to throw this out to Travis, right? A Pyro Design.
Yeah.
He chatted me and said, "What do you want your sides to look like?" And I sent him I think I sent you my logo.
Yeah.
And I said, do whatever you want. There we go. Do whatever you want. I'm going to use it in a build. I just whatever you come up with, right? And if you guys have not seen social media, because it was posted like Friday when you guys sent it, but this is what it looks like.
Yeah, man, those are some of my favorite we've done so far.
Yeah, it is super cool, and it's really hard to see in this camera, but the whole background actually has a design in it in here too.
Right.
I'll try to get some better shots for the video.
Yeah.
But and can you tell everybody how these are made? I mean, because I'm looking at this and there's like designs all in here all the way around, but you can't really tell because of this camera. But I know you commented on someone asked or I don't remember who commented. Someone asked how they were made, but a metal one like this, what goes through that process?
Yeah, sorry, you dropped out, but I think the gist of it. Can you tell us how this version was made? Yeah, so the default side panels that we do now are actually printed on a thick polystyrene, which is awesome. We do UV printing on a polystyrene, which really pops. And it gives you like a cool little texture and stuff like that. But the original ones we did were sublimated on steel, which means they're printed as a separate pattern, like kind of reversed, and then heat pressed onto a piece of powder coated steel. Right. Or in your case, we did kind of a special thing. So that finish is not something that we do in general. That was something Travis did specially. So he kind of weathered a piece of steel and then UV printed on the steel. and then did a clear coat over it. And so it really, that thing came out super nice. So we can do basically any artwork that anybody gives us, and just going from just standard sublimation to UV printing has been a big upgrade for us, because it's just the resolution's better. It lasts longer. You could technically like leave it outside for 5 years and it wouldn't fade, kind of thing. And UV printing is awesome stuff. You don't hear a lot about it, but it uses liquid resin the same way that a resin printer does. Right. But with different colors and stuff, and so it's literally like a UV cured resin that goes on there, and it's really neat because you check out Pyro Design's channel if you haven't seen it yet. He's got a lot of videos of how it works. But you can print on like non-flat surfaces, right? You lay something down, you lay a piece of steel down, you lay a piece of wood down, like all kinds of different substrates. Like he took his phone, he took a phone case, put it down there, and just printed straight on the phone case. Came out amazing.
I saw that video. It was super cool. And I tell you what, he sent me some pictures, but I cannot. I mean, another thing is it was pouring here today. So there was a bunch of storms that went through Texas, and I really hope if anyone's in Texas, I hope you're doing good. I know there was like an EF3 tornado that went through North Dallas.
Yeah, nuts.
So hope you guys are okay out there. But that storm hit us like with the outer skirts. We got a ton of wind and rain today. And these got delivered about 3 hours before I could get home. And
were they just soaking or what?
The box was. But I got I got home and my wife opened it because she didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And when she opened it, these were in a plastic wrap and totally dry. So thank you for your shipping methods as well. These are
well, and I was saying, like, worst case, like we knew they were steel, and I'm like, just wipe them off, you'd be fine. But yeah, we wrap everything in plastic too.
Yeah, it was odd. I mean, I can't say I wish you guys could see how I see this here, because the cameras just don't do it justice. It is so cool.
They really don't.
And I can't wait till they're on the side of that box being done.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
But so thank you for that. I definitely appreciate that. I know.
Well, thank you for supporting the cause, man. I really wish. It's tough because it's like we are on a less than a shoestring budget, and so it's like we don't have like the big marketing budget that a lot of these printer companies and stuff have to just be giving freebies to people and stuff like that. And so we obviously do the best we can to spread the love and get the name out there and get people an opportunity to do it. But it really helps when people are willing to invest in us so that we can continue to grow and offer new and more awesome things, and hopefully make it a good sustainable thing. Like, I don't know if you knew or not, but I'm still not quite full time. I think I talked about that on a previous stream.
Sure.
And so it's like we're flirting with it, but until we get a little bit more in the war chest, I don't feel comfortable with making that leap yet. But we're getting there. So who knows? Hopefully come Murph, we're gonna have we'll have the cash set aside so the Trav and family can come out too and help with the booth and get to experience all that awesome energy.
Right.
So, we're moving in the right direction, and it's thanks to everybody. I know Tim from TH3D, they bought a pair of boxes. He had one there that was on display. So, there was a bunch of them that were all over that, some we knew were going to be there, some we didn't. Carl had one hooked up to the White Knight. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Yeah, I did. And he actually commented about that earlier. He actually said there was a whole bunch of people using them there, which was awesome, because it was cool to walk around and see what everybody did with them as well. Some of the other cool stuff, 3D Fused. Did you get a chance to check out the 3D Fused booth? It was right next to Josh. Oh, yeah, by the way, Josh, if you're still in the chat, I envy your air conditioning all weekend and that giant alien. No, he said he was hot earlier. I said, you got air conditioning the whole weekend.
Is it AC or is it just like a fan?
Right. But anyways, he was right next to Josh, and Cody was his name. He had the water jet cut aluminum. I believe they're aluminum printers. I hope you saw them, but he was printing while I was there interviewing. He's printing at 300 millimeters a second. And he said, probably only the back area where it was this big straightaway was getting to that point.
Yeah.
But this printer was screaming, and it was like you could probably hit it with a bazooka and it wouldn't blow up.
Yeah. But did you talk about how much it cost to make?
You know, there is some prices on his website, and they're up there. Probably, I would say they're the not higher end. It's between 1,000 and 2,000, we'll say, but you can add a whole bunch of stuff to them.
Mm-hmm.
But he also does the linear rail mods for like the Ender 3, that kind of thing. And Brian Vines, who most people know, the pun master himself,
right?
Yeah, he did a great video series on those linear rails, and those were all done by 3D Fused.
Nice.
Who was printing fast? It was Cody at 3D Fused. Yeah. So that was really cool to check out. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So the other cool thing was the Piopoly, that giant,
the Phenom.
Oh my God! So if you guys didn't know and you were there, that was actually Uncle Jesse's Phenom.
Yeah.
And
did you get a picture with it? Because like everybody was like getting pictures and tagging him whether he loved it. I talked to him after the show.
I actually stuck my whole head inside of it and we took a picture. So if you have hair in there, not my fault. But yeah, I tagged him. Literally my head was inside of this thing because the thing was a monster.
Yeah, it's huge reservoir.
Yeah. So in other news, let's talk open source.
Let's talk open source, man.
Go ahead. I'll let you. Let's break it. Let's break the news.
I've been telling a bunch of people about this, and really we talked about it at ERRF, but it was kind of just diminished with all the other stuff we were showing off. But we've opted to open source the RepBox, and the way that we decided to go about doing it. Well, first of all, the reason we decided to do it was one, like. I'd be remiss if I didn't admit that I'm built on the shoulder of giants here. I want to recognize that we would not exist were it not for all the people that have contributed to RepRap and 3D printing. Like the box has 3D printed parts. We're taking advantage of kind of design paradigms and stuff that other people have used and stuff like that. And so of course we want to give back, but on top of that, we really want to open up the ability for people to collaborate, because there have been so many people that have rep boxes now and have already just released on Thingiverse like all kinds of cool little mods and different mount configurations for if you have a pallet, or different connectors if you don't want to use the stock ones, if you want to use like the more metal Bowden tube style or whatever, the mounts for like the Evidry units. So I don't know if there's like plug-in rechargeable desiccant things. Sure. So there's a guy, Andrew, that just released a really sweet bracket, and maybe I can find the link and put it on there, but that allows you to just click those things in the top, nice and clean and out of the way, and does a good job of just keeping your filament nice and dry and cozy. So anyway, open source. So we decided we're going to open source it, but the way we opted to do it, because I kind of said before, we're trying to develop something that's sustainable, is we're going a version behind the way that Ultimaker and a couple of other people do. So we'll have the current version will be for sale for those that can help support that effort, and we're starting by releasing the version 1.5.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's some of the cool little you just search RepBox on Thingiverse.
Yeah, that's all I did is I typed RepBox in, and I tell you what, there is I love this, the P2 Pooch. Well, something like that. I don't know. It's a pallet 2. It's a pallet 2 pouch, I think they meant to say.
The Pooch pouch, yeah, whatever.
But yeah, there's so much. If you search RepBox, there's a ton in there.
Yeah, and we want to see more of that, because it's I love product design and development and stuff like that, but there's just so many things that I don't even think of, and I love that there's collaboration. For example, there's a guy that bought a box at the show, and he's already been in touch with me, and he wants to make his box Fallout themed, the video game Fallout. So he's making it look like something from a Voltec, all weathered and has all the colors and stuff like that. And so I sent him some files so he could kind of do some mods and stuff like that.
Right.
So anyway, we'll be releasing 1.5, and then when the next version comes out, we'll release 2 and stuff like that too. We really talk long and hard to think about how to do stuff, and it's interesting because when you go in open source, there's always going to be people that want to make their own, anyway, and anybody that wants to source their own parts and make their own, take the time to do that, they're not really going to be a buyer anyway.
Right.
And so if I can at least give them an option to perhaps like build off of a platform and help promote the overall ecosystem,
Right.
that's certainly better than them going their own route. The main downside is the China factor that we kind of delved into a little bit earlier, where I don't really want to hand China a blueprint to like undercut me and just like make a dirt cheap version.
Right.
So, you know, if there's money to be made on a product, and you know, if your idea is good, like at some point a company in China is going to clone it. So in a way, that's kind of a neat validation. But like I said, we're trying to make this sustainable, and so to us, this seemed like maybe a good balance of the two things that could help us create, you know, a sustainable business, but at the same time give back and help collaboration. So we're going to see how it goes. I don't know what you guys think. If you have any comments on it, I would love to hear it. You know, we spent a lot of time talking about what license to do it under and all this stuff. And, you know, ultimately we thought this was kind of our best bet.
Nice. So there was a couple quick questions. Let me just do this. Let's see. So, wrong one. So let's do this one first. Yes, there's a rewind spool holder, and we actually have that in a video.
Did an interview on that.
Yeah. So, but if you want to talk about that, and also he said, Dark Jester says, "What's the price of a full RepBox kit?" And that can be tricky because you can add so much cool stuff to it.
Right. We kind of have a Chinese menu, right? It's like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Right. And so it's like the base. So let's see. I'll start with the last one first because it's probably the most common. The base box. The base box is $119.99. That's print your own parts. Basically all the laser cut stuff that you need, and then from there we offer. You know, if you want us to print the parts for you, it's like another $20. If you want the seal kit, it's another $39.99. If you want like the dehumidifier, the heater rod, and some of that stuff, I think that's another $39.99. Custom sides and all kinds of other stuff. But the reason we did it that way is that we wanted it to be as accessible to as many people as possible. So if, you know, maybe you don't have the cash to do a fully loaded one right now, but you could do it, you know, later. The other thing is, from a business, I'm all about transparency on this. From a business standpoint, there's not a lot of margin in the base box for us. So we kind of like tried to keep that price a little bit lower so that people could buy, but then we make a little bit more profit on some of the upgrades and stuff like that. So that's kind of, because a lot of times people look at like the upgrade kit and they're like, really, you're charging $40 for like some gasketing and a latch kit and stuff like that? And I'm like, you know, we are, but you know, this is kind of how we try to balance out making it profitable and sustainable for us.
Right. And that you know, it's totally understandable. And what's really cool is that now I haven't built mine yet. I haven't gone that far. I don't know how long it takes. I've watched a couple of the videos where you guys did it.
Yeah. Depends on how good you are, but you know, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe is fair.
Yeah. And
how quickly you work, if you're using power tools, you know, kind of stuff like that. If you're snacking while you're doing it, you know, me, like it'll take me 3+ hours because I'm like, well, one, I'm Italian, so I got to gesture with my hands, which really slows me down while building stuff. But, yeah. Sorry, did you want me to answer that rewinder question too, or?
Oh yeah. What I was going to say is, what's really cool is it seems like once you get it built, you can add stuff to it anytime. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to throw out there. Yeah. Rewinder, go ahead.
Yeah. Just really quick, like you were saying, we really want it to become a robust ecosystem. So, you know, we've been kind of adding on upgrades and stuff like right now I'm working on a lighting kit that we're going to hopefully have for Murph, and a version 2 of the dehumidification system that's far more robust than the little, you know, 7-watt heater rod that's in the current one and stuff. So, but one of the things that we just released now is the rewinder kit. And that is really the linchpin to the direct integration with the Prusa MMU system. So for those of you that don't have a Prusa or aren't familiar with the multi-material unit, Prusa handles things a little bit different when it comes to multicolor, multi-material printing, and they have a little unit that like clips onto the top up where the spool holder is here, that lets you feed in up to 5 different filaments, which is awesome. But one of its challenges, shall we say, is that when it has to change colors, it has to retract a good amount of filament. And when it does that, if you just had a bunch of spools positioned behind it, it tries to backfeed onto the spool, and it gets messy and tangled, and it just takes up a lot of space, right? I mean, you can imagine like trying to put 5 spools of filament and feed it. Like, you can't really reliably hang them off the top of there. It's going to mess with the printing characteristics and stuff like that. And so, you know, the first attempt that they made, they kind of had these little sausage trays, we like to call them, and then a thing that kind of prevented it from trying to rewind, but it would create these coils. And before you knew it, you had like you needed a whole like desktop surface to do multi-material printing.
Right.
And so the vast majority of the people that own the RepBox right now either own it because they have a multi-material unit, Prusa, or they have a palette, or there's a few that are getting into like Bill Steele's Chameleon and some of the new like the Selectra and some of the other multi-material things. But which is interesting because we didn't originally design it for multi-material, but it just works so well in terms of organizing all that and keeping it compact and, you know, storing things. So we're kind of like positioning ourselves as like the ink cartridge, if you will, of the, you know, filament world. But so version 2, sorry, of Prusa's thing was they came up with this buffer box that you like load each of the filament things into, and it kind of creates a little coil so that when it backfeeds, it just kind of keeps it all in this little wallet, if you will. They call it a buffer box, but unfortunately, it's really cumbersome to load and unload, and people hate that thing. It's you know, it works, but it's tedious to load in and load out. So we went with the rewinder setup. So I developed a system that physically it's a spring loaded on a friction clutch, and as the Prusa backfeeds, it just neatly winds the filament back onto the spool.
Nice.
And you'll for people that want to see more of that, we'll have a video coming out hopefully this week, and I'm sure your interview where we kind of talk about it will come out too. But there's some other neat little perks of it too. Even if you don't have an MMU, like I developed it with a little crank to preload it. So I'm sure you picked up a bunch of those like sample coils of filament that everybody has, and tries to figure out like what's the best way to try to print with these things. And so I made it so you can basically like pin the rewinder with an empty spool on it, crank it up so the rewinder's tension, and then put your little coil on there and unpin the spool, and it'll wind it cleanly onto a spool for you. So other people have done like power drill methods and stuff like this, but this is kind of a neat little one-handed manual spring powered crank thing. And then if you have a longer sample, you can just stop and crank it up again, and it'll just keep winding.
Right. And I know now we have in the chats the MMU versus the palette discussion going on, and they're both good products. They're both not perfect, like we talked about before.
Right.
But it's really what you want to play with to get it to work.
Yeah. Both of them have a learning curve. I own both, and it's funny because it always feels like the last one I used is like my favorite, just because I spent so much time with it. But they both have their strengths and weaknesses. I get asked this all the time, which is better. The MMU is cheaper. It's designed, to integrate directly. They're constantly updating firmware and stuff for it. It's part of the Prusa ecosystem, so it's for $300, it's not a bad way to go if you want to like an intro into it. But it's definitely got a learning curve. It's not without its challenges. It's gotten better. The original, it's like anything, it's all about making sure everything's calibrated properly. Right. So because garbage in, garbage out.
And the palette, like you said, Chris did these, and we showed this earlier. Mm-hmm. And these are just phenomenal. And those
are flawless. Those are some of the best palette prints I've seen.
And then again, that's my hand behind. It's huge. I mean, this thing is huge. So I know Tim jumped in the chat. I just wanted to. I don't think you were here early, Tim. I showed off the sweatshirt you made me. So I appreciate it. That thing was awesome. I actually can wear it. It's been cooler now, so I can actually wear it around. It's just so warm at ERRF that I couldn't do it. I want to do a giveaway before we get too far.
Can I just address one thing really quick?
Go ahead. Yeah.
I don't want. So Lightspeed said for clarity, Repkord didn't develop the rewinder. Vincent G did. So that's not entirely true. It's based on Vincent Gross rewinder design that's on there, but it's a complete overhaul of it. It uses metal parts, metal springs and stuff like that. So Vincent kind of had a different technique for his spring and stuff on there. If you want to check it out, Lightspeed, it's on prusaprinters.org, which is Prusa's version of Thingiverse. I'll put it on Thingiverse too. I just haven't yet. And I've been updating it almost daily with new stuff. So all of that stuff's open source too. You can print your own. We're constantly adding different mounts for different spools of filament and stuff like that. Right. And it's the concept of rewinding is the same, but the method that it goes about doing it with is different, and you'll see if you do that. I have the hardware kits for those that don't want to source their own, but the BOM for all the non-printable parts are also available on there if you want to get your own thing. The spring is actually a spring out of the inside of a 10-foot tape measure, which are pretty ubiquitous. This is a broken one, but they look like this, and there's a piece of like spring steel that's just wrapped in there, and then this wraps around like a metal axle that's a cotter pin, actually.
Right. So it's actually the design you came up with, and like you said, you kind of took it and then ran your own way with it, right?
I did.
The design you came up with, and I have some close-up shots of the actual mechanism that you made.
Yeah,
that thing is phenomenal. And I'll show that in the video. And let's just do this real quick before we get too far. Did I capitalize this? I did. So we're going to give away a mystery roll of PLA from Coex.
Do it.
So hit that in the chat. Type ERRF, capital letters, ERRF. Only one time. If you hit it twice, they'll hit you from spamming. But let's give away. We got 57 people that I can see are watching. I don't know what about Facebook. I'm actually streaming this live on Facebook as well. So hi, Facebook, if you're watching from Facebook. I just started doing that. Aaron, I hope you saw my chat earlier. If you didn't, check it out. Otherwise, I'll chat you when we're done. So yeah, type in ERRF. We'll get you that mystery spool. And again, let's see. I'm trying to think of what else the cool things I got. I got some. It was just so awesome meeting everybody and talking to people and meeting people from all around the world. It was really cool. And the videos. I promise videos are coming soon. Like starting tomorrow, actually. Bernie says I can't type capitals. I'm old. Hit your caps lock button. That'll help you. But why am I so slow, Jim? I can't say it in the stream right now, but I'll tell you later, Tim. We'll just say I need to get the videos done. I've been super busy since we got back. I've been talking to people that got back from ERRF. People, I know Tim and Aaron can relate to this. People got sick like on the way back. There's people with the flu. Luckily, knock on wood, I didn't get that. Chris, type it in there, and if you win, I will make sure you get it one way or another. So I don't know if they ship internationally, Chris, but I will make sure you get it. It was bad. I don't know what you're talking about. It was, yeah. Oh, he said he was sick. It was bad. Yeah. But all right, I'm going to give you about 30 more seconds on that. So if you're in the chat, you have not typed the word ERRF, all capitals ERRF, do that. And anything else cool that you saw or did while you were there? I know there were some really cool meetups too.
Yeah. We were lucky to get to hang out with like a lot of the people from like E3D and of course like Joe Megernoob and the Blue Crew with Joel and all that stuff. So we kind of had some. There was a special sponsor event which was neat too. But it was awesome. But I lost my voice. It was exhausting. I actually spent 2 days in Nashville just kind of decompressing with my girlfriend, which was awesome too.
Nice.
But it was a great show. I highly recommend it if you guys get a chance to go. It's it's a bit more accessible than Murph. Flying into either Baltimore or Philly, and it's like a 45-minute drive from those things. So it's not terrible.
Let's see. Pooch needs to be a mod to post a link. Oh, are you trying to post a link?
Oh, yeah. Steven was asking for the rewinder link, and I thought it was posting, but maybe it's removing me or something like that. So if you want to mod me, I'll send it, or I can send it to you on the private chat here.
Either way.
Here, you can post it.
Oh, yeah. It must have not shot you. It doesn't matter to me. I think you'll take out the bad people, right? Hello. There we go. So we're just talking about that, and I'm about ready to roll it.
Roll it.
There we go. Jesse Foreman. Congratulations, Jesse Foreman.
Way to go, Jesse.
Yeah, so Jesse, here is my email address. Take note, because I got to figure out why YouTube is not showing my email address. Someone just told me that recently, and I was like, it's on there. It says it's on there. But apparently
we can do some anti-spam things, like so they don't let you put it out there in the clear.
Maybe that's what it is. So
if you look on the about page, I think there's a way to like put business inquiries, and then like it makes it visible.
I did that, but I still can't see it.
Oh,
so it's really weird. But Jesse, hit me up. Congratulations, Jim@theedgeoftech.com. If you email me, tell me who you are, and I'll get you in touch with Wendy. But yeah, I mean, I can't say enough. It was a super awesome weekend. I'm glad I left Monday and not Sunday.
Yeah, that's key. That's key. Sunday was a lot slower, though. Sunday was a good day to kind of have some time to cruise around a little bit more. I don't know what you thought about it, but
yeah, what? Everything went out. All right, give me a couple minutes. Oh, weird. Check them.
Is it dinner time?
My wife was watching TV upstairs.
I'm gonna mess up your.
Yeah, don't flip breakers right now. Wait till I'm done. I'll be up in a minute. So she just came down and she had this look on her face like, do we have another breaker box? I'm like, uh-oh. We had the little like fake fireplace heater things.
Oh, right.
And she was watching TV upstairs and everything just went out. So I'm assuming, did you start food?
No.
Oh, weird. Usually we have one of those convection ovens.
Right.
If we run that and like that heater at the same time, for whatever reason, that circuit goes crazy. This is a 1937 house.
Oh, wow.
The wiring,
so it's like knob and tube wire still and stuff like that.
Most of it's been updated, but it's just how they wired it is all crazy. I digress because we're still live here. So, but Jesse, congratulations, Ryan, Mr. Buttram, how you doing, man? So, like I said, anything else on your side before we get flying?
No, I mean, thanks for having me on. It's always fun chatting with you. Like this is my speed for sure. I love just like talking about the events and the people and stuff we do. So awesome. I look forward to seeing some of your stuff because you got to actually walk around a lot more. And so it's lucky for me that there's, content creators like you and Joel's and Tom's and Make a Noob and stuff like that to do these things. Cause I actually get a lot of the info about what happened from those videos as well.
Just another thing. I met this guy while we were there. He helped out Josh all weekend, I think. Shay.
Oh, yeah, good old Shay Street.
Yeah, that guy was awesome. Super cool, dude.
He tried to give me a wet willy. He's not good at wet willies.
I'm not even going to touch that. All right.
You just completely missed.
Yeah. I know you said Joe, 3D Maker Noob. We're going to start working on a community showcase show, spoiler alert as well. And it's going to feature everyone from Malta.
Everyone from Malta?
Well, not everyone, but makers from Malta. Yeah,
I know it's a small island, but that's still
the whole island. The whole island is coming on. It's actually 3 people, so I mean we're safe that way. No.
Well, the company Magigoo is based in Malta too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they're there, and Joe's done some work with like the president of Malta to like get some of this curriculum into the schools there, and I'm sure he'll tell you all about that stuff. It's really cool.
That's going to be sweet, and now I have an idea for a sponsor for that stream. So no, I'm just joking. Hey, by the way, Greg, check out. Well, he said he just learned what a RepBox is. Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming.
Exactly. And just wait. I'm going to put a time. I have weddings this week. I have 2 weddings this weekend. But I'm going to attempt to have it done by early next week for the RepBox video. So
good. Well, I got the build guide all polished up for you.
Do that. Yeah. I got to get the ERRF videos out first. That's like my #1 goal right now, because like the farther we go, the less people are going to care.
Sure.
But, my goal is to get those edited today and tomorrow, and then hopefully film Thursday or something. But stay tuned. It will be coming, and check out the channel for lots of cool stuff. And thank you again. I can't say thank you enough for everything you did at ERRF with the interview and hooking me up with a little extra stuff for the RepBox. I definitely appreciate that.
Everybody out there, hit that like button. If you haven't done it, just smash it. Yeah. Smash that like button.
And we are getting suspiciously close to 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I believe we're going to be at 4,700 any second now, or any time now. But when we hit 5,000, we're going to do a giveaway, a printer, like I've been saying, and we'll do a bunch of other stuff as well. Hint, hint. No, I'm just joking. But actually, you know what? It's right there. I see it. I still have a roll. I only gave 2 of the 3 of the special edition rolls.
Oh yeah.
I got from you. So I have
we'll get involved. 5,000 is a big deal, man. We'll kick in on some giveaways if you're gonna do blowout. We'll kick down for that.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait. It's we're getting close now. I probably should start planning that, because 300 is going fast. But so if you guys have not liked or subscribed on the stream or on the channel, please do that. Check out the community catch up. These guys right here. They'll be back. Not this week, but next week. Next week. Okay, you'll be back next week.
I'll be back up there with Travis and Heather.
Yeah, so check that out. And again, if there's anybody in the stream that you see that you don't know, click on their icons, go to their channels, check them out, because there's so many great people. Kersey Fabrications, he was in here earlier. He's got such an awesome channel, and he's growing really fast as well. Thanks again to TH3D for hooking us up with the awesome swag at ERRF. Like I said, the sweatshirt is awesome. If you did not see this earlier, I got to show it one more time. So that's
I love a good hoodie.
That's the back.
Nice work.
Yeah, the hoodie. There we go. And thank you for that. And Coax Filament and Coax 3D, thank you so much for the giveaway filament. Check the description of the stream tonight. I believe there's a discount, and then $2 from every roll sold. I think it ends tonight of the pink filament from Coax goes towards fighting breast cancer. So check that out. Grab a roll. If you do grab a roll, shoot me an email, and we're going to do some sort of giveaway probably I ordered a roll. So we'll probably do like a print contest or something and do a couple giveaways. Pooch, thank you so much for this.
Yeah, to see those on there, man.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm getting pumped. I might be up all night. No. Hey, Thomas, welcome to the end, man. But thanks again for that. Robbie Mac RPM Designs for all of the logo work, the backgrounds, everything you see. And StreamYard, thank you so much for the platform you give us. We're going to bail. Hang out right there, Pooch. Don't go far. But everybody else, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming early. And we'll see you next week. We'll get back on track. We have some pretty cool guests and stuff lined up for next week. So stay tuned. Check us out and have a great night.
Nice.